Welcome to today's episode, brought to you by the Women in Medicine Summit, a transformational CME conference happening September 13th to 14th at the Drake Hotel in Chicago. Engage in leadership programming, learn negotiation skills, receive on-site coaching and mentoring, and see who will win this year's I Stand With Her awards. This year, we're excited to offer unique programming that includes a special session on how using improv comedy can bring fun back into medicine. We also have financial sessions tailored to help you navigate the complexities of personal and professional finances. Discover ways to advance into leadership roles, combat burnout, and either reignite your love for your current role or find joy in a new career path. Don't forget our Friday evening gala, a highlight this year you definitely won't want to miss. Register now at womeninmedicinesummit.org and be part of the movement that is shaping the future of healthcare. Join us to network, learn, and celebrate the power of women in medicine.
Welcome to the Revitalizing Doctor podcast. We interview trailblazers in medicine that embody the Revitalize Women vision to empower women to innovate and influence medicine, to value authenticity, respect, and work-life harmony. We recognize the challenges in medicine, and we're committed to providing coaching-informed strategies to help you go from surviving to thriving. So I have Dr. Wendy Schofer back for a bonus question. This always happens. I turn the microphone off and then I ask the question that I was like, oh, I didn't know if I should do this. So what I wanted to ask her is, as a weight management expert and coach, do you recommend that people weigh themselves? Because this is actually something I'm trying to work on for my own health right now. So what does the literature tell us, and what do you advise your patients and clients?
Yeah. So I think that it's something to be mindful of the question, what is the question that we really want to ask ourselves? And so often that what I find is that we start looking to the scale to be able to tell us if we're making progress, if we're getting in the right direction or not. And for some people, that really works for them. But for a lot of folks, they kind of hang everything on, well, what did the scale say? All this work that I've been doing, is it making any kind of a difference or not? And finding that there's a lot of kind of focus on the scale. And especially with my work with families, I do not encourage focusing on the scale, because we want to look upstream of that. What are the changes that we're truly trying to make that may or may not actually impact what the scale says? So my program is health coaching. So health and life coaching, but it's a coaching program that does not include medical management as a part of it. So I'm not doing medications in there. But what I've been sharing with my colleagues for years about the Family and Focus program and our approach to addressing concerns about our children's weight. And I've collaborated with folks from 2 different universities, and we have a randomized trial that is going on right now that is studying the impact, because all my friends were asking, okay, what's the evidence this program works? And I said, I'm creating the evidence. We got to start somewhere. Totally got to start somewhere. This is novel. And now we're actually collecting the evidence. And it was really telling when we submitted the grant application and the reviewers were saying, you missed something. You never mentioned about looking at the BMI, looking at the A1C, looking at the weight. And I said, you're right. And we didn't include that. And those are not the only metrics. We keep on coming back to looking at the weight, the BMI, the A1C as the only metrics to be able to assess if we're making an impact. What we're actually looking at with the study is the psychosocial impact that we're having. So my colleagues have been educating me on all sorts of different scales, looking at eating competence, looking at, the confidence that we have in raising a healthy family, And these are validated scales, and there's so much more literature out there in the weight stigma, weight bias, health at every size communities that we need to tap into the evidence that's already existing there. And we're expanding on that with my coaching program right now. So more to come on that. We've had 2 of the intervention groups go through. Now we're having the control groups going through. So hopefully by, I'd say later in 2024, we'll start having those results coming out to be able to share more of the evidence.
That is so exciting. And I'm looking forward to keeping these conversations going. And I'd love for us to do a whole episode about, I like the term you used. It was the first one I've heard. Was it eating competence?
It's like, we think about like the weight as the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more. Like weight is just what we see. It's what we can measure. That's why we keep on coming back to it, because it's so easily measured. But it's not really telling us about the person, by the way. It does not actually define anything about the person. And it doesn't tell us about all the other things that actually contribute to weight. So kind of thinking about the rest of the iceberg, we're not understanding that if we're just focusing on that all the time. So whatever we want to call it, there's so many different words. It's because there's so many different things that come together.
Well, thank you, Wendy. And this will end our bonus track, our short on what you're doing with your wonderful program called Family in Focus. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Revitalizing Doctor, a project of Revitalize Women Physician Circle. Our mission is to connect women physicians and allies through innovative, value-based coaching methods to ignite the courage and clarity necessary to create change and thrive. If you are interested in working with us, check out our website, peoplealwayshcc.com/revitalize. This podcast represents the views of our hosts and guests. It does not reflect the views of any institution we work for or with. Podcast production assistance is provided by Caitlin Din and Ali Dingus. Sound editing for this podcast is brought to you by Better Podcasting Services. You can find them at betterpodcastingservices.com.
Hi, it's Dr. Risa E. Lewis, dropping in to tell you about a book that Dr. Adara Landry and I wrote. It's called Microskills, Small Actions, Big Impact. It's a business self-help book coming in 2024 by HarperCollins. Pre-order now. Microskills, Small Actions, Big Impact, wherever you buy your books.